So it's like, and that was it. And he showed up, and this is the one thing about the gear that I'll always tell people. He showed up. He had a brand new custom shop Strat. It was an Eric Clapton model,
right.
Blue, Daphne blue. And he had a brand new 57 reissue tweed twin. Still had the little card on top with the sample settings and a monster cable into the amp, into the guitar. Sounded like Eric Clapton. Sounded like the Blues Breakers. I said, that's talent. And then he sings. And it's like every note's in tune. And he plays. And every phrase is in the right place. You go, that's a gift. And, and I could never repay the debt of gratitude that I owe him, because it really, especially in this country, put a stamp of approval on me. And I then became known, especially in the United States, as British. People didn't realize until they actually met me or talked to me or heard me speak that I was from upstate New York. And it really, my whole life changed after that moment. And it was really something very cool.
I can't believe this. I just, you people. But on top of this, I'd like to welcome to the stage somebody who knows their way around a Stratocaster. Mr. Eric Clapton is here tonight. I may as well fuck off only.
And then, of course, Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
Now, obviously you've known each other
How
forever.
did I get to meet him?
No, but how did you meet? No, how did you decide?
We shared the same wife.
That's a good beginning. But
Eric, I've been friends with Eric for years, and I think I always will be. He's a lovely fella, and I love him very dearly. And I just call him up again, doing an album, Eric, would you come and play? Sure, he came over, played great stuff, Devil's Radio, Cloud 9. He does a nice little solo on the end of That's What It Takes, and also the other one, the Saxon side, called The Wreck of the Hesperus.
I love that one. That's a really... Is that about you saying I'm still here and kicking?
Sure, yeah, I'm not... Yeah, I'm not a wreck yet.
And I'm standing on the stage, we're ready to rehearse, and I'm surrounded by my heroes, really. There's Phil Collins on drums, there's Joe Cocker out front, and we're about to perform the iconic Joe Cocker hit, which is A Little Help from My Friends, the Beatles song, which is something amazing. What an amazing thing to be able to do for me as a young guy. Next to me is Eric Clapton, and I'm thinking, oh, just because of that, because he's my hero, and he still is, And Eric turned to me and said, so this riff at the beginning, do you want to play that riff at the beginning? And I kind of froze, because I'd assumed that being Eric Clapton, he would want to do it. It goes, it's something that every guitarist would love to do, So he said, why don't you do it? You do it, Brian, and I'm very happy to just do the rhythm. So I was kind of electrified, and we did it.
So what music inspired you to pick up a guitar? Who are your guitar gods?
Mine are we probably have like one in common.
Who's that?
Clapton.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Well, the thing about Clapton that's important to remember as a guitar player, it's a necessity, because Clapton is lyrical. Doesn't mean he's singing lyrics, but he's playing lyrics on a guitar, which is why housewives, people who don't even know how many strings are on a guitar, want to listen to Clapton play the guitar, because Clapton finds a way to play guitar in a way that hits people in the heart, not the head. He's a lyrical guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, for you, I know that Eric is a great artist. Keep it down, guys. I know you know that, but maybe you don't know a lot of the things that some of us know, and I'd like to, if I may. I know I'm probably embarrassing, but ladies and gentlemen, I've been interviewed quite often, and a lot of times people ask me about a lot of the young players Well, compared to me, Eric is very young. Compared to me, Robert is very, very young. And so is Jimmy Fun. But I'd like to say that the first CD I made, before a lot of your parents was born, Eric Clapton had been working here in the States for a long time, and he knew about it that night. I don't know who told him, but he flew all the way to California. You can bring it up a little bit. He flew all the way to California to be with me and a lot of other people to make my first CD. Not only did he do that, he's done so many things for a lot of us, including this guy. So I'd like you to know, I'm gonna shut up in a minute, but I'd like you to know that I've been around the world. I've played 90 different countries around the world, and I've met many people, kings and queens. But I've never met a better man, a more gracious man than my friend, I like to call him my friend, Eric Clapton.
I think everybody's great, really. You know, it's self-expression. You know, I don't think there's anybody who's better than anybody else.
Did you have like an inspiration when you were growing up? Like
Clapton was my hero.
Eric,
you know, even though I don't play like him.
And there it is.
Yes, very much. He and Peter Green, you know, we're comrades in the battlefield of whatever it is, but we're in it, you know. And once we put the guitars to the side and we're able to communicate and talk and articulate, we have so much in common, you know, because all three of us want to utilize music to bring beauty, you know, to this planet.
Clapton, Beck and me, right. I think it's sort of well known that the three of us came from a county in England called Surrey, and we didn't live too far from each other, but we were destined to meet as time went on. It's quite interesting that the three guitarists that get referred to all lived within a short area of each other, but also were all in the Yardbirds. And the Yardbirds was a superb band. It really was. Eric had done a substantial amount of work there with that live album. You can hear what they were all about with the 5 live Yardbirds. And of course he was to leave in a very early stage. But Jeff, I think Jeff's contribution to the Yardbirds was tremendous.